Now, Manly and West both having a great deal of difficulty cracking the line, and we might see a lot more kicking than we all anticipated. Ryan now well wrapped up, and a bit of a scuffle there in back play between the two forwards, Pocock and Jeff Sutton. One for Manly, one for West. Bit of a break coming up now. Now let's see where the Manly support is. No, it isn't, and a pretty high tackle. The referee had a good look at that one and decided that was okay. Now, it's flipped back well by Brown. That's a knock on also by West. Knock on both ways, so play a little bit untidy and a little bit of feeling creeping into this game. Number 21 getting to his feet there, Jeff Sutton. Last man up for West, and now last man into the scrum is locked forward, replacing the injured Alan Geelan. Scrum fed by Neil, and it is a West ball. Play continues with Epifania up from fullback. Played it to Selleck. Now, Western Suburbs still probing away, and Manly right up in a straight line. They could do worse than a kick and a chase. Oh, good break this time. Going up hard is Crooks. Inside beautifully to Neil. Neil's got a bit of pace, but just couldn't quite get away with it. And then Cogger came up to his feet, and Cogger bounces clear. Cogger still going for the line. He may have bounced over. That could be a try. It is. It's a Western Suburbs try. Trevor Cogger has gone in. I called him incorrectly first as Michael Neal, and the touch judge has come across, has said something to the referee, but he had already awarded the try. This is Lee Crooks, the English import for the Magpies, about to try and convert Cogger's try. Strikes it well, straight between the posts. So Western Suburbs, after 11 minutes play in the first half, go to a lead of 6 points to 0. That's for sure. They're just not getting there at the moment. Taking it up, Richie Paulson, and tackled well by his opposite number 11, Terry Leabeater. Brown on a little run, flicks it away well here to Mark Pocock. They've got themselves up towards the West 22. Cleal comes infield, wrapped up. I think he should have propped the ball up the other way. Brown quickly gets rid of it this time. Hasler across to Melrose. Melrose back inside nicely, and going hard as Shearer might score here, I think. No, an ankle tap. Throws a ball that's being dived on by Epifania, and so Manly have just thrown the ball away. Good thinking by the Western Suburbs fullback. Now West have it. They've got a job ahead of them now, of course. They're pinned down about 15 metres out from their own line, but at least they've got it. It's better than not having it. Gale. Actually pushed towards the 22 in the tackle. Falla dummying, and gets rid of it to Bruce Clark. Wrap-up tackle over the top by Mark Pocock. Now over towards Stuart Davis's wing, and he took his time about picking it up. Got it this time. And well wrapped up there by Gerald Selleck. And now he gets clear. He's off and flying. He's only got the fullback to beat, and steps inside Epifania and shuts the gate. He's in for a try. Stuart Davis scores under the post. Here's Melrose, boot to the ball. That's straight between the post. And so after 23 minutes play in the first half, the scores are levelled at Manly 6, Western Suburbs 6. Hasler puts it into the scrum and dived on there by Sutton, but in any case a penalty to Western Suburbs, and that's feet across the scrum by Ray Brown. Penalty for West, awarded there about 33 metres out from the line. And fullback Leo Epifania. Nicely judged kick. That's brought play down to the 10-metre line. And referee Gosha telling Mandy to make sure you stay back the magic 5 metres. Now West is strung out very deeply. I don't know what they've got in mind here. There's a sort of a wedge-shaped pattern evolving, and Cogger gets it away there to Lee Crooks, who couldn't handle, and Manly have come up with it. So what appeared to be a very fancy move came to naught. Manly back with it, and play now up to the 22 line. Western Suburbs caught offside, and the penalty going to the Sea Eagles. Well, Manly, who desperately need a win, they're out of the final 5 at the moment. Not really looking premiership material. And I say that knowing, of course, they have so many players out, but they're making a lot of elementary mistakes. That ball has been knocked. No, the referee's ruled that was okay. Stuart Davis picked it up. I would have sworn that had been knocked forward. However, it's a Manly ball. Brown, Hasler, Melrose, dummying, gets it away nicely here to Darren Rogers. Breaks clear, wrapped up, and play now up to the West 22. Hasler, bandaged and takes off. Melrose cuts out a man, finds Brown. Brown inside there, Paulson, and then Melrose barely handled that. Still looking for someone to give it to and put down just outside the West 22. Manly really throwing away too many chances here. They're getting them and bombing them. Daly tries to take it up. Clark runs in at the last to make sure he doesn't go any further. Brown waiting for him to play this ball. Spots a gap, runs. Finds Hasler. Hasler going hard, but he's wrapped upside on by Trevor Cogger. Last tackle coming up against Manly. We've got a Western Suburbs player down injured. Come back to that. Back to Melrose. Cut out pass. Could be something on here. Back inside nicely to Shearer. Shearer's going hard. Hit hard. Gets the pass away. And that's got to be a try to Blake. Blake in to score for Manly Warringah. Melrose steadies himself. And no, that's faded to the right. No points. And so with that try by Blake, the scoreline remains at Manly Warringah 10, Western Suburbs 6. Who wants it? Taken by Phil Blake, who scored the last try. Great favourite of the crowd at Brookvale Oval, up to the 22 and dumped. Now Manly Warringah in a little bit of a huddle here. There's lots of players immediately behind the dummy half. Ray Brown goes to Ryan. Ryan up the middle. Side on tackle that time by Terry Leabeater. Played away by Brown. And flipped back there nicely by Paulson to Brown. He in turn got it away well, and Manly starting to find the gaps at long last. Another big chance here. This is Darren Rogers. And then the cross nicely, beautifully in fact, to backing up beautifully again that time. And involved in the move, finally finishing it off Darren Rogers. This is Cleal. Cleal dumbing, powering towards the line. He's in. Noel Cleal. Solo run from about 18 metres out. Pushed his way through one tackle, filled the defence by moving in a couple of different directions, and then came through for a straightening up burst to the line as Tony Melrose lines up, slightly angled kick to try and convert Noel Cleal's try. How's that one look? Not bad. Straight over the black dot. Goal number 2 for Tony Melrose. And Manly Warringah now go further ahead with the half-time hooter about to go. It's Manly Warringah 16, Western Suburbs 6. 6 points to nil in the opening minutes. And now Manly have struck back. They lead 16-6 with half-time just moments away. Out to Blake. There's the hooter in the background. Knocked back, and Manly a little bit untidy, but they're out of trouble. And so at half-time, Manly Warringah with tries by Stuart Davis, by Noel Cleal, and Philip Blake, and 2 goals by Tony Melrose, lead Western Suburbs by 16 points to 6. They scrum to pack down with, once again, Neil to feed for the Magpies. They're behind by 16-6. And that, well, that was okay. He fumbled it, but he knocked it back. Comes to Neil. Played pass to him by Cogger. Playing it now to Silak. And taking it up, Lee Crooks. Neil. Oops, who wants that? Now that's another knock-on call. West starting to make a lot of elementary mistakes in the opening moments of this second half. They've got it in them to get a try, make no mistake of that, but I think the mistakes they're already starting to make means that they might leave a couple of gaps, and there could be a couple of tries scored against them. 3 against them in the first half. As Des Hasler bounces through an attempted tackle by Cogger, going across field, comes to Sutton. Sutton wraps him up and aided there by Epiphania. But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about now. Up goes Cleal, bounces through 1, 2, 3 attempts at tackle, and Manly still alive. Glenn Ryan. Glenn Ryan is wrapped up though by Peter Worth. Playing it to Brown. Cleal. Hasler comes back the other way. Stepping and weaving, gets it back to Cleal. Cleal through one more rather feeble attempted tackle. Loose on the ground, scooped up by Ryan for Manly. And Ryan might go and score. He's flying for the line, eventually dragged down about 5 metres short. Marty Gurr into dummy half. Cross to Brown. Brown cuts out one man and finds Tony Melrose. Still alive. Struggling for the line goes Dale Shearer. Put down about a metre short. Last tackle against the Sea Eagles. And Cleal again, diving for the line, just no trouble at all. Came through like a battering ram, collected it, one-hand touchdown. Try number 2 for Noel Cleal. Almost behind the flight of the ball now. Melrose has muffed it. He steered it out to the left, which is precisely the opposite way to the way it should have gone. No points, and the score remains at Manly 20, Western Suburbs 6, after about 7 minutes play in the second half. Scrum to be fed by Neil for West. It's locked in there, but it's a West ball. Neil gets it away to Sutton. Sutton chased across by Hasler into dummy half Epiphania. Now that's been lost and dived on by Cleal, so Manly have regained. Oh dear, Epiphania made a very elementary mistake there, playing it to Stuart Davis. So Epiphania makes no mistake with the tackle. He's made up for that. Brown nicely across to Paulson. The play getting back towards the Western Suburbs 22 as it goes to Hasler. Melrose out wide to Shearer, wrapped up and pushed back there by Gerald Salak. Now onto him like a flash. So Manly have lost about 15 or 16 metres in that little move. The dummies are still coming and West are still falling for them. So in one play the ball, but the last tackle coming up against them, Manly are back to within 10 metres of the West 22 metre line. Brown, can he get rid of it? Yes, he can. Flips it away well out there to Mark Pocock. But that was the last tackle, and that should be the changeover, and it is. So West just inside their own 22. And they're not finding too many gaps. Knocked on by Fowler, regained, has it? No, Manly have got to it, and play continues. Brown has it. Brown flips and funny little pass back, but it's okay. Oh, a little bit of scrappy football on both sides. Play now just inside the Western Suburbs 22, and the Manly supporters getting a bit anxious now. They can sense something. Cleal has pushed off 1, 2, still going down the middle. Pushes off 3, still going. Gets it away beautifully to back this time to the fullback Gurr, and Gurr will score under the post. Oh, easy as pie. Easy as pie. Well, a few of the wits in the crowd at Brookvale Oval are starting to make bets that Manly might be able to reach the half century. I doubt it somehow. Successful attempt by Melrose, another 2 points, and so the scoreline now goes to Manly 26, Western Suburbs 6. As Lee Crook's about to kick off. Yes, Bruce Clark is leaving the field. And we'll try and pick up these 2 replacements. One of them is Mark Harrigan wearing the number 40 jersey. Manly are having it all their own way at the moment, bringing play up towards the halfway line. There's number 40, Mark Harrigan, one of the replacement players. Pretty decent old tackle that time, but never mind. The referee said that was okay. And Manly swing it around. The only thing that can happen here is they'll run out of puff. Up goes Glenn Ryan. Another player on for Western Suburbs. As Manly getting another little effort going here. Brown to Hasler. Hasler stepping and darting and weaving. Gets to Ryan. Ryan looks for support. No one at home. Up goes Shearer to Cleal. Cleal pops it away beautifully to Gurr. Gurr's going hard for the corner, kicks ahead, runs into the fullback. I think that's okay. It's over the line. Players diving for it. A hand has got to it. And who was that? I think Phil Blake. Yep, it is. Phil Blake has gone in for his second try. Their forwards not too bad. The West forwards, they're sticking to their job, but the West backs are leaving huge gaps. You could drive a Mack truck through them. There's the kick by Melrose. It's a beauty. Straight between the posts. Another 2 points for Manly, and they lead Western Suburbs now by 32-6. They scrum to pack down 10 metres out from the Manly line.
Well played, Mark.
Hasler takes it up. Mark Pocock has been replaced, and I think on must be Phil Johnson. Check that in a moment. Pocock off, and could be Phil Johnson on. We'll try and pick up his number for you in a moment for Manly Warringah. Now, Hasler's, was it a knock-on? He actually touched and then booted it. Yes, a knock-on call by referee Gocho. And so this scrum to pack down about 15 metres out from the Manly line. Manly having a bit of trouble now getting away from inside their own 22. As Neil comes around, feeds it, he's got it. Western Suburbs ball, Neil running wide, out here to Gale. Gale looks for anyone, gets it away that time to Zihan. Not to Zihan, to Keehan rather. West look as though they could go in if they have a bit of luck. Gale props, goes back the other way. I think it could be the wrong way. No, he stepped out of one tackle, pops it away beautifully here to Keehan, is enthusiastic if nothing else. A penalty going to Western Suburbs. Well, Manly for some time have just had trouble getting away from their own line, even in possession. Fella across to Lee Beater, then Crooks, then Neil, nicely across. Well, who doesn't have it this time? It was impossible to know which way they were going. It went to Mark Harrigan, who's now dummy half. Now Harrigan across to Cogger, and then across to Webster. Play about 16 metres out from the Manly line. Fella decides to go on his own and flips it back to Epiphania. Looks for the line. By gee, that's close. Gets it to Lee Beater. There's a show here. Gets it out wide, and that could be a try. It's Peter Worth. Try to Western Suburbs. Peter Worth out wide. Lee Crooks, who's landed one goal. That was to convert Cogger's try in the first half. Trying again from just inside the Manly 22. There's a good look at the posts. It's coming back in. That could be halfway there. Yes, it is. Straight between the posts. And the Magpies back in business. Another 2 points to them. And Manly now leads by 32 points to 12. Well, the Western Suburbs replacements are certainly full of beans. Ryan knocking on just outside his own 22. Scrum to pack down there. And exactly 10 minutes to go to full time. I don't think we've had any time off in the second half. Waiting for the scrum to pack down, and in she goes. Going through with it, or attempting to go through with it, is Jeff Sutton. Number 32 taking it up. Another replacement player for West is Greg Brown. Neil. Oh, Neil for the line. Is he over? That's close. Referee coming across to have a good look at that. And I think he's giving it a try, is he? Yes, he is. It's a try. Marty Gurr came across, thought he had him, but out of the blue, Michael Neil threw for a great little try. Yes, he's got it. Another goal. That's goal number 3 to Lee Crooks, and so the scoreline now goes to Manly Warringah 32, Western Suburbs 18. Western Suburbs starting to carve them up. This is crazy stuff. Oh, no one wants that one. Who's got to it? It's still a Western Suburbs ball. And picked up beautifully by Worth on the bounce. Reaches out for the line and stopped about 2 metres short. Playing it here to Brown. Fella goes for the line and wrapped up well by Andy Goodway. Manly starting to get their act together a bit now. They were just loafing there. That's all it was. Neil out wide now to Webster. Webster held up in the tackle. It could almost be a penalty come out of that. They just wouldn't let his arms free to play it. And number 40 Harrington going through. Again wrapped up. They're struggling towards the line. This is the last tackle coming up against West. They'll have to try the bomb. And the back line getting ready for it. Up she comes from Neil. Didn't really go anywhere near far enough. Almost straight up in the air, but it could come down for West, and it is a West ball. Fella got to it. That's bounced up Epifania out to Neil, and we've got Worth waiting for a pass, number 18, but West couldn't quite unload that one. Understandably, the defence was converging on Sutton, number 21, and it was the changeover, of course. Ryan taken there by Fella and also by Lee Crooks. Play about 8 or 9 metres out from the Manly line. Taking it up, Mal Cochran. Crossfield didn't really make any forward progress. Manly will have to just watch it. A lost ball here. There could be another West try. On the other hand, Manly have still got enough potential and enough players out there to do something on here perhaps. Opafani here is the only man left. Comes out to Stuart Davis. Shut the gate. Stuart Davis off flying for the corner. And Stuart Davis may even go in close to the post. No, he thought better of it. Chased there by Neil. That wraps it up, of course, completely. Try number 2 for Stuart Davis. And now Melrose to try and add 2 points. Simple enough kick. It's gone to the right, I think. Yep, no points, and so the score remains at Manly 36, Western Suburbs 18. Whoops, just managed to hang on to it, and that was all. Play now roughly midway between the Manly 22 and the halfway line. Cochrane, feeding it away beautifully, and there could be another try on here. Almost intercept, but Manly is still going. And who wants it? Looking beautifully, or going beautifully across to the left wing, and taking it up, number 16 there is Darren Rogers. Has got rid of it. Comes back to Stuart Davis. Stuart Davis is wrapped up. Western Suburbs, some of them very slow to get to their feet. Dummy half is Darren Rogers. Blake. Melrose, big yawning gap there. If he's got the pace, Melrose in and under the posts. Well, Western Suburbs just looking tired now. And he shouldn't have too much trouble with this. All right, that's a beauty, straight between the posts. Manly now go to a lead of 42 points to 18. Moments to go to full time. In fact, there it is. That's the full-time hooter, just as Lee Crooks places the ball for the kickoff. And so Manly Warringah have run out the winners at Brookvale Oval by 42 points to 18, scoring 8 tries and 5 goals to 3 tries and 3 goals. And that pretty well tells the story of the match. Not a bad one and lots of good action. Manly the winner, 42 to 18 after leading 16 to 6 at halftime.